What's up, sports talkers? Today we're gonna be debunking some more garbage that Stephen A. Smith spewed on First Take. Take a listen to what he has to say, then we're gonna come back with some commentary.
I specifically stated that Giannis is one of the greatest players to have ever lived. Giannis is phenomenal. Giannis is going to go down as one of the all-time greats. But when you're that great and you have one championship on your resume, people are not going to look at you the same. Perfect example, case in point, is Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has won a league MVP 3 or 4 times in the National Football League. Aaron Rodgers has been to several conference championship games. Aaron Rodgers is destined for the Hall of Fame. Aaron Rodgers won 1 Super Bowl and has appeared in 1 Super Bowl and hasn't been to the Super Bowl since 2010. And look at how people are talking about him. Why? Because you look at a guy like Brady, you look at a guy like him and Patrick Mahomes and others, and you're saying that Aaron Rodgers' talent was on that level. There's no questioning his greatness and what he brought to the table, but you still find yourself saying just one. We look at Josh Allen, who doesn't have one yet. We look at Lamar Jackson, who doesn't have one yet. And what do we say? There's an immense amount of pressure. You got football players, current and former, that look at them and they say, yo, what are you going to do? Why? Because they're asking for you to knock down the door. You look at those kind of situations. You brought up Allen Iverson. Well, Allen Iverson carried at 6 feet, 165, carried the team on his back, and the only thing that prevented him from winning a championship was Kobe and Shaq in their prime. Well, Patrick Ewing didn't win a championship. Hold on. Patrick Ewing didn't win a championship. Karl Malone didn't win a championship. John Stockton didn't win a championship. It doesn't stop them from being Hall of Famers. It doesn't stop them from being appreciated. But when you think about a conversation and what it entails about a player when you're talking about their epitaph professionally and what they brought to the table, while recognizing their greatness, you do lament the fact that it was 1 title. Jerry West was the silhouette. Jerry West went to like 8 or 9 NBA finals, but he had 1 championship. There were people who appreciated his greatness, and then there was others who questioned why was he the silhouette. And they brought those questions into focus because you knew they were so great that you expected more. So sometimes when we look at it, we look at Kevin Durant, whether it's fair or unfair. Oh, he departed from OKC. He goes to Golden State. He wins 2 championships, 2 NBA Finals MVP. Would have won 3 if he hadn't torn his Achilles, because I believe they would have swept Toronto. What do? We lament what hasn't been achieved. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying it's right. I remember when I came on the air when Boston won the championship, and the Durant crew was very upset at me because what I said was, yo, it's not fair. It's not right. But if Steph Curry wins the championship in Boston, what's going to happen is that Kevin Durant, you left that for Kyrie Irving, and people were going to bring that up. What happened in the immediate aftermath of them beating Boston? People were bringing that up. I didn't say it was right. I didn't say it was fair, but knowing the public the way that I do, being a journalist for 30 plus years, understanding what the narratives are going to be, etc., me pointing that out is not me throwing shade on them. You're taking it as if I threw shade on Giannis, and I'm doing no such thing. I'm recognizing his greatness. I'm simply saying if he only has 1 championship to show for it, and you're going home in the first round every other time like they have the last 2 or 3 years, people are not going to talk about him in the way he deserves to be talked about, because the 1 championship is all he has to show for it. Well, that's just reality. I'm not saying it's right, but it's reality.
But Stephen A., you drive these narratives. You drive the narrative.
That's not true. I'm not the only one.
Sports talkers, listen to that long-winded bunch of nothings that Stephen A. just said. I wonder if he listens to himself. Jay Williams hit him with the knockout punch just now. You're the one that creates all the narratives, Stephen A. Smith. You are the creator of narratives. The general public, they just repeat what you say. Everything you say on First Take, that's what people talk about. So how are you going to say people are bringing up a narrative when you're the one that creates the narrative for people to talk about? It's like he wants to be at the forefront of media, but he doesn't want any of the blame for the stuff that he creates within the media. There's a lot of toxic discussions that are had in the media, And Stephen A is at the forefront of it. If he did not bring up this narrative about Giannis underachieving, nobody would have ever thought that Giannis is underachieving. Like what? Giannis brought a championship to Milwaukee. Milwaukee, brother. Like, how him for underachieve him actually overachieve if you really think about it. Cause yes, him are like one of the most talented player them in the league right now, but he's actually overachieving by just winning one championship. So how is he an underachiever? You know? He won a lot of individual accolades because of his greatness, as you say, Stephen A. But you have to remember his circumstance. He should have never won a championship based on his circumstances. He won one, so you raised the level of expectation. But even though you raised the level of expectation, his team is still Milwaukee Bucks. Health hasn't been on their side for this whole time period. Other than the health, they maybe would have come out the first round. But Stephen A is saying Giannis is an underachiever. Does he listen to what he says? Does he think before he speaks? Or does he just trump up the most volatile things to talk about? Because that's blasphemous if you ask me. You know, like, it's crazy if you say a man will win a championship for a team that nobody ever in their right mind would think would have win a championship. Sometimes scrolling through the media and seeing some of these takes by Stephen A. Smith, I mean, the look that you saw on Jay Williams' face is the look that I have a lot of times when I have to listen to some of the garbage that comes out of some of these media members' mouth. Because why would you be saying Giannis is an underachiever? Sports talkers, am I tripping? Let me know what you think in the comments. Is Giannis an underachiever, or is Stephen A just spitting garbage as usual? I'm out.